Music with Sarah.
All right, babe, this is the time for your song of the week, and we're going to dip into the oldies for this one.
The oldies, yep, we're going way back.
This is like 35 years old or something.
Yeah, I actually didn't look up the year that this one came out, but it's been a long time.
It's probably 35 years old, and most people probably don't know this song, actually.
Yeah, well, this song is called Still Small Voice by Brian Dirksen.
Yes, Brian Dirksen. It's spelled looks like Dorkson, but it's Dirksen.
Yeah, and I guess are a number of versions out there that are all done by Vineyard, but the one that I'm most familiar with is the one on Winds of Worship 1.
Right, Winds of Worship 1. That's the album, Winds of Worship 1, and it's a live recording at one of their conferences, and it's probably their better versions, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's one of the rare songs that has an oboe in worship.
Yeah.
Not an elbow, an oboe, and it's a beautiful instrument. And just with the acoustic guitar and the oboe and all that, it's a really cool sound.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful song. And actually, I think it was Saturday night we stayed up, or you stayed up. I stayed up through part of it till like 1:30 in the morning. And when we were going to bed, we'd actually turn all the lights out and ready to go to bed. And the song just popped in my head. And I was like, wow, I haven't thought of that song in a long time. And so I got my phone and quick wrote a note to myself because I figured I wouldn't remember.
Right.
And then the next day I pulled it up and Abigail was here and she was like, what was the other song you were looking up? And so I was like, oh, Still Small Voice. But I was like, nobody knows it, so I probably just won't sing it. She's like, I've been listening to that again and again. So I was like, oh, well, then we have to do it. So anyway, and then I showed it to some of the kids and I know, at least for Lydia, it's on her favorites list now. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very, very simple song. I mean, we could just tell you the whole song here. It's a slower song. So even though it's the words, there's not many words, but it does kind of draw out a little bit. But when I hear your still small voice, your kindness stirs me within. Lord, I need to hear your voice to lead me and break me once again. Speak, my Lord, I want to hear your voice is all that I need. Speak, my Lord, I will obey. Your voice is life to me. And, that it's a very simple song, but it is, especially in our day and age where we are in a hurry to get everywhere.
Yeah.
And do we take time just to meditate, just to listen? We like to pray, but it's like, God, hear me. I don't want to hear you. Yeah. And just to listen to his still small voice that's how he speaks. He doesn't speak with loud thunderings and lightnings all the time.
Right, he has, and I think it's interesting when you look through the Bible at the different ways that he speaks.
Right.
But there is a time when he just speaks in a still small voice, and I think for, like you say, for many Americans, we'd miss it because we do our our prayer time or whatever. We go through our list, and then it's like gotta go.
Yep.
Appointments are calling.
Well, in this particular verse that this comes from, it does talk about that where God doesn't always speak in thunderings and all that, but he's in a still small voice. And so anyway, it's just a very, very simple song, and go ahead and check it out. You can find it on Seek Righteousness, Touching the Father's Heart, number 15. That's where it's on also. That was the original. And there's a couple other versions on Vineyard Cafe. It's all Vineyard. Back when Vineyard was putting out music. I have no idea what they're doing these days. Not as good as what they used to be, but I know some people might have some problems with Vineyard, but they did put out some pretty good songs. And this was, I think, one of them. Just a very simple song. It's not super deep, but it speaks to your soul.
Yeah, it's a good song. Check it out.